record to the computer. So we should be recording. Let me move this out of the way.
Yeah, you're recording. I can see it.
Okay, good, because I can't.
Yeah, you're good to go. We're good to go.
Cool. Okay, I know we're like 1 minute away, so we'll just hold on 1 minute. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday.
Happy Freedom Friday. Coming at you from
I'm sitting in my mom's
Puerto Rico.
I'm sitting in my mom's Cape Breton kitchen. Woohoo!
Nice. Nice. How is it on the east coast of Canada, Liz?
It's mild, very mild, but a lot of luggage.
Yeah.
A lot of luggage in my future.
Nice. Oh, that's great. It's a balmy 29 today in Puerto Vallarta. So it's good. It's hot. I can't see my screen, but it's a bit bright right now. But
okay, can you see?
Yeah, so it's good.
It's 4 o'clock.
So yeah, I can see the slides. Yeah, I just can't see the chat because the live won't go on my laptop, so I won't be able to see the questions. So you'll have to maybe.
For everyone who's watching, thanks for joining us. Hi, happy Friday, first Friday of the new year, the new decade.
2020.
So Christine and I are going to walk you through a Canadianized version of the Wealth Code webinar, but no matter where you're from, no matter where you're calling in from or watching from, you can put this in your own currency perspective. It's the same around the globe, but we've done this out in Canadian dollars per se for our Canadian teams and everybody in our community who's from Canada. But we're going to make reference to other countries too. So without further ado, I'm going to try to watch the chat for my phone, but I'm going to introduce Christine Carter, who is going to kick us off for our Wealth Code webinar. Let's see if I can. There we
awesome. Go. So yeah, let's get going because it's 1 minute after. So, okay. So first of all, thank you everybody for coming on live. We know we value everybody's time, and thank you for taking the time to join us on the call today. If you're coming from East Coast Canada, West Coast Canada, or wherever you are, I'm coming at you live from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. So, so everybody to all over the world, thank you for joining us on the call today. So we're going to dive right in because we appreciate your time. So we're going to start with my story quickly, just to tell you a little bit about my background if you don't know. So I started Isagenix just over 3 years ago now. Wow, how time flies. And so I was introduced to Isagenix by Sandra Davidson, my coach. And I used to work on cruise ships, so I was full-time, 7 days a week, months and months at a time away from home. It was a fabulous job that took me around the world, but I was away from my family and my friends and, you know, my home. And it was a very high-stress job in the end. I ended up putting on a lot of weight. My energy was down because my stress level was high. I ended up gaining a lot of weight in the last couple of years that I worked for corporate Miami. And so Sandra introduced me to Isagenix and the shakes, and over a period of about my first 3 months, I lost about 45 pounds, just over 45 pounds. And over 3 years later, I have not put it back on, and I actually continue to get leaner and leaner as things go. So I can't imagine not putting it not putting it in my body. So that's sort of how I got introduced to Isagenix. And now I became a 6-figure income earner within the first 2 years, which took me over 10 years to do in my job with my cruise ship company. So we're here to share with you how you can do this, and whether you want to do it part-time, full-time like myself, or even just do it on the side. This is the opportunity that we're going to be sharing with you today. So, Liz, you want to go to the next slide for me? So what would you do if you had more time? And are you living your ideal life? This is a great question, and it's actually perfect timing because it's the start of 2020. Not only is it the start of a new year, it's the start of a new decade. So it's a really great question. Every year I ask myself these things at the end of the year coming into the new year. Do you love your job? When do you plan on retiring? How much do you have in the bank? These are all things that you should be asking yourself every year, and sort of readjusting and making your plan and setting your goals for the upcoming year. A lot of people, unfortunately, aren't happy with their job. Maybe they can't retire. They're not making enough to retire. You know, if you were to really go out of work, or even if like a family member was to become sick and you needed to help them, could you afford to help them? You know, these are kinds of things that we are going to show you, and how this process works and the opportunity that it can provide for you. So starting the year with 2020 is a great way to do that. So how do you do this? Liz, if you want to go to the next slide for me. So I don't know if everybody has heard of Robert Kiyosaki. He was the author and writer of Rich Dad Poor Dad. If you haven't read it, it's a phenomenal book. It's an easy book to read. He actually has produced a new book that is flying off the shelves, and it's really hard to get, but The Business of the 21st Century. And it's all about going from the left-hand side of the quadrant to the right-hand side of the quadrant, and financial success versus financial freedom. So we're going to explain that, and I'm going to explain that to you and how that works. But if you haven't had a chance, make sure you get his book, because it's a really great read. So he created what they call the cash flow quadrant. And here you can see there's 4 quadrants. There's the left side and the right side. And we've got on the left side, you've got your employee and your self-employed. Most people fall under the employee category. They have a job, a regular job. They work 9 to 5. They work for somebody else, you know, 8 to 4, whatever it is. Or they're self-employed and they have their own brick and mortar business, or they're a mom and pop operation, or even something like Uber. If you're an Uber driver, you're working in the gig economy, that's still considered self-employed, even though you are, you know, because you're still working for yourself. But this covers about 5% of the wealth and 95% of the population on the left-hand side of the quadrant. What we're going to show you to do is how to get to the right side of the quadrant, which is 95% of the wealth and 5% of the population. So some examples of that is a business owner. And when you talk about business owners on this side, you're talking about your sort of bigger businesses that are, you know, like 500 plus employees, people like Apple, Amazon, these big corporations, that kind of thing. Investors, so people that are in stock exchange, real estate, trading, you know, that kind of stuff, who have a lot of money that they can put out and afford to sit on it. This is also the side where Isagenix sits. And so this is what we're going to show you how to do. So the left side is what we call trading time for money. You work an hour, you get paid for an hour. That's it. It's very simple. If you don't work, you don't get paid. On the right-hand side, we have what's called the residual. So Liz, if you want to pop on to the next slide for me. Most people don't have the income and the creativity and the business mindset to build freedom with leveraged income. But going on to the next slide, if you can leverage and create the residual income, which is what the Break Free Project shows you to do, we can get you onto that right side, transition from the left side to the right side. And the awesome thing about doing this is that there's no risk. When I first started this, I had no network marketing at all. And on the contrary, I actually transitioned with almost not even knowing I was transitioning, because I was sharing it with so many people. And that's the beauty of this business. It doesn't matter your gender. It doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter if you have a high school education or if you have a grade 12 diploma. It doesn't matter. What we do levels the playing field for every single person out there. You can be a stay-at-home mom, you can have a Harvard degree, you can have a business degree, or you know, you can just do this on the side. That's the beauty of what we do in the Break Free Project, and taking you and showing you how to go from the left side to the right side. Okay, so what side would you rather be on, right? I would love to show you how to get from the left side to the right side. So you can choose to do this in a variety of ways, but how much would an extra $500 a month change your life? For some people, that might be as simple as a car payment, right? It might help pay your hydro bill, or, you know, some of your electricity bills, that kind of thing, which is life-changing money. Just frees up that extra little money. Or maybe you want to use that little bit of extra money to put away for a family vacation every year and save up for that. You can take it to the next step if you want, and $3,000. How much would that change your life? You know, that could be clearing a credit card debt for you. That could be a mortgage payment for somebody every month, you know, so depending on where you live in the world, a little bit more, a little bit less. But, and then even just open your mind and think about what $10,000 or more can do. And some people think, oh gosh, you know, they can't relate to that kind of money, but it's very, very possible. We have over 300 ISA millionaires in our business who make 13,500 or more per week, and it's very, very possible to do. But the beauty of this business is that you can make 500, 3,000, or 10,000. It's up to you on how you want to leverage that and how much you want to spend the time in doing. So we're going to show you in a little bit how we're going to do that. So this next one, perfect. So I'm going to introduce Liz, and she's going to tell her story and a little bit more on going. So Liz.
Thanks, Christine. I just wanted to mention too that Christine has been enjoying her Christmas holidays in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, with friends, and getting paid every Monday, by the way, while sitting on the beach, sucking back on something, pina coladas, margaritas, whatever they drink down there, or lime, tequila and lime.
Right.
So my story, super quick, because we don't want to keep you. We know it's Friday and everybody's got lots going on. But like we said, you have to kind of figure out where you are. But for me, I was on the left side of the quadrant, trading time for money, like everybody does. I had a job. I was fortunate enough, like Christine, to travel the world on a cruise ship for 12 years. And everybody thought, as a shopping guide, you know, I had this glamorous lifestyle and this and that and whatever. And it was fun, but the reality was, the peek inside my cabin, this is where I spent most of my time, in a metal box, wondering if I was going to hit my targets, how much money was I going to make, because if I didn't make the money, I didn't get paid. And then I met the love of my life in 2006, fast forward to getting engaged in 2009, getting pregnant in 2012, and then being told I didn't have a job in 2013 because you can't work on a cruise ship and have a kid. So I ended up in Italy, loving life, back in Canada in 2015 when Isabella was little, trying to do little bits of consulting work here, there, and everywhere just to contribute. I still wanted to do something, but I couldn't find something in Italy because, number one, the language was a barrier, and I was a solo mom most of the time. And I was still struggling with some of the baby weight. So again, Sandra, who's a dear friend of mine since like 2002, reached out and said, hey, I know you're at your mom and dad's in Canada for the next few minutes. Why don't you try this nutrition? Because I saw you post something on Facebook about being tired. And I was like, okay. So within 6 weeks, I lost 26 pounds in over 30 inches, got my mojo back, kicked my espresso habit where I was literally drinking 8 to 10 a day to survive, started eating properly, and had so much energy. I was like, I gotta do something. So I started to run. And the same thing with Christine. All of a sudden, people were coming up to me saying, what did you do? I just saw you a week ago. Like, you look so different. You look alive. You look like fresh. You look whatever. Like, did you have Botox? Did you have this? Did you have that? I was like, no, it's this nutrition. They're like, give me the info. I need something. I need something like this did for you. And lo and behold, a business began. And I was working from my computer, sitting in this very chair at mom and dad's kitchen table. And then I thought, okay, what do I do? Now I go back to Italy. Isagenix isn't in Italy. They're still not in Italy. But you know what? If you want something bad enough and you're willing to put the work in and you don't quit, you can make it work. So I did. I made it work. I qualified for Top Achievers in 2018. I had hit some great targets. We've built a great team, both of us, and we have a massive team, a global team. And I work from home. I make as much money as a police officer, more money than a teacher living in Italy. And I do it from home in the pockets of my day when I'm not shuffling Isabella from school to gymnastics and back and forth. And when friends like the Duns come to visit, they do every second year, I don't have to ask for time off. I don't have to say, oh, I can't go to Venice with you, or I can't do this, or I can't do that, because I run my own business. I make my own hours. I make my own money, and I work when I want to work. So there's no more trading time for money ever going to happen in my life. And the same thing can be for anybody who's not afraid to just do it and be consistent and go for it. And like we said, we have a global team. We're going to focus on some of our Canadians here today. We've got Barbara, who's in Ontario, Eric also in Ontario, and Femke, who is Dutch but lives in British Columbia. Barbara is an entrepreneur. She runs her own business from home. She works part-time as a waitress, and she was introduced to Isagenix. Loved the products, but wasn't interested in the opportunity until people started saying, what the heck are you doing? And her largest week to date, just in the pockets of her day, was $500. Eric, a former VP jewelry exec, he's now running his own business. He did Isagenix and is still doing Isagenix in the part-time of his day. He just got married to the love of his life. He has 2 dogs. He volunteers like crazy, and he made upwards of $3,000 in a month part-time in the pockets of his day. And Femke has been taking the world by storm on the West Coast. She has been helping people from everywhere from Holland to British Columbia, all over. Her largest week, $1,100. And I'm talking, they're maybe on their phone, you know, when they're commuting or something, or maybe sitting down, watching something on TV, on their phone, messaging back and forth with people. So it's not difficult. It's as simple as helping other people with the solutions that we have. We've had some massive success stories. Sandra, who introduced both of us to Isagenix, was former corporate America, tired of the rat race, tired of the commute 4 hours a day. Within 9 months, she was able to quit her job and replaced her 6-figure income. And now her largest month to date was $25,000. I just spent the month of November with her as my neighbor in Tuscany. They rented the villa down the road from us. And we had an absolute blast because they're homeschooling their kids for a year and they're traveling the world because they get paid residually. They get paid every Monday while they're sleeping because of the work that they put in the pockets of their day. Kat is a millennial. She is young. She just turned 29. She had student loan debt. She started this in the pockets of her day. She was a recruiter. She paid off all of her debt. She traveled almost the last 3 months of the year all over Asia, visiting friends, doing things that she's always wanted to do. And now she's relocated back in the United States with the love of her life. And she's just living life ideally, just the way she always wanted to live it. So how is it possible? We're going to use Walmart as an example because we have a Walmart here in Nova Scotia and we have them all over North America. So no matter where you're from, just kind of put your biggest department store in your head right now. And we're going to explain a linear cash referral. So if you walked into Walmart and the guy said, hey, you're here shopping, that's wonderful. If you refer everybody to cash checkout line number 1, we're going to give you $10. Or Isabella learned the word bucks. We're going to give you $10 every time you refer somebody to checkout number 1. You go, all right, I can do that. So you're going around and everybody you talk to, you're like, go to checkout number 1, go to checkout number 1. And you do. And every time they give you $10. Well, what if you took it to the next level and added in some residual income or the residual model? And so every time you send someone to checkout number 1, and you say, this chick is awesome, she's friendly, go to checkout number 1. They're going to give you $10 for every person plus 6% on every purchase they make in the future. So maybe next week when you're not around, if they come back and they go, oh yeah, checkout number 1, you get paid 6% on that. But what if you took it even better, another step, and added leveraged teamwork, okay? So you've got $10 every time you refer someone to Walmart at checkout number 1. You get 6% on every time they walk through the door and go through checkout number 1, no matter if you're in the store or not, plus 6% on every purchase that ever goes through the checkout line number 1, whether you know those people or not, forever and ever and ever, to infinity and beyond, as we say, Buzz Lightyear. So my question to you is, would you rather earn 100% of just your efforts of going through checkout number 1, or would you prefer to earn 1% of 100 people's efforts passing through checkout number 1? That's what the Wealth Code is all about. It's about leverage. So Isagenix has done for health and wellness and wealth what Amazon has done for shopping. We have satisfied the need for convenient, good tasting, healthy food, weight loss without dieting and deprivation. If I open my phone once more and see diet, 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 I'm gonna like delete the word from my vocabulary. You can have more energy because of the products that Isagenix has. It's natural solutions for not just the everyday person, but for better athletic performance, anti-aging. People are aging in reverse when you see their before and after photos, better sleep, better mood, you name it. We've covered all of the bases. But you have to remember that it's not about creating an income, okay? It's about creating an income producing asset, and all you do is redirect money that you're already spending for a healthier option, and you pay yourself. So Christine is going to give you some examples of healthier options so you can pay yourself instead of paying another company for their product.
Right. And so that was a perfect slide that really says it. You know, you buy from your own store, you're putting the money back in your own pocket. So like Liz was saying, even using Walmart as an example, because everybody understands Walmart. You know, when you buy Gatorade, for example, in Walmart, right, you're giving it to the corporation. With us, we have something like Hydrate. And so you're just replacing what you're already purchasing, except the bonus is you're putting that money back in your pocket. That's the beauty of this. So if you're already spending the money, why wouldn't you put it back and pay yourself for it instead of paying a big corporation, right? It just makes sense. So these are some great examples of just everyday items that you can do and explain. Chocolate, like who doesn't love chocolate, and what kids don't love chocolate, right? You know, instead of buying the chocolate that's filled with sugar, we have our green tea sourced chocolate and all the different flavors, and including dairy free. So you can buy that chocolate. It's actually good for you chocolate, believe it or not, right? Crazy. Coffee is another one. I actually, in Mexico, I packed my coffee, I packed my e-shots, you know, this is all the stuff that I know I take with me, even when I'm traveling. So the coffee is amazing. The greens, you know, just help supplementing your greens. The snacky foods, instead of buying, you know, potato chips and all that kind of, you know, supposedly healthy stuff. Again, we've got the whey thins as a replacement that you can use, you know, to have as a nice healthy snack. So every time you buy that, you're paying yourself back and your team and everybody else on your team, you know. So and if you're into sports, Liz, on the next slide, you know, if you work out, this is great. If you're an athlete, if you do yoga, you know, if you're hiking or whatever you're into, we've got our pre and our post workouts, and we have our more specific BC branch chain amino acids and the new tri-release. So, you know, instead of going into a store like GNC, for example, right? Great store, great products for sure. But again, you're paying it out to somebody else. Why not put the money back in your pocket? So you can buy our Isopro or the new tri-release, which is even keto friendly. And again, you're putting that money back into your pocket, but it's good for you. There's no toxic chemicals, you know, and a lot of these things like Monster Pop and Hyde, like these C4 and these things that they're full of toxic chemicals that you're putting into your body. Everything that we have is purely organic, no soy, no gluten, no chemicals. It's all Transform Sports certified, which means it's tested by the World Anti-Doping Agency on a regular basis, so there's no banned substances. So we even have professional athletes that use it. So it's just as simple as replacing your basic online grocery store delivered right to your home. I mean, how easy is that, right? Okay. So how do you go from shopping and putting that money in your pocket yourself? This is what we have is called you share, they share, repeat. This is how we pay ourselves and everybody on our team gets paid. So it's a very simple thing that we show you how to build a team. So I won't get into the real dynamics of it, and that's something that you'll be able to reach out with a little bit more one-on-one with the person that brought you into the team page, or to myself or Liz, and we can direct you to your coach if you don't know who that is. But you start simply by just building a team and sharing. So in the beginning, I shared with my mom and I shared with my best friend. You put one person on your left side, one person on your right side, and you start to build a side on each one. As soon as you have one person on each side, we have what's called an associate, and you become a consultant and you start getting paid, and you get payday Mondays, which is what we love. So even here, sitting several weeks now in Mexico, every Monday I get my little email saying that I've been paid, and it's deposited directly right onto my account so that I can use it. So you build your team. And then you have the people below build their teams, and then you just repeat over and over and over again. The entire group gets paid all the way up, which was really hard for me to grasp in the beginning. You think, wow, how can a company afford to do this, right? But we are paid on everything that's ordered. You're leveraging your time. It calculates daily and it pays weekly. What other company out there do you know that just does something so incredibly beautiful like this? It's an amazing system. It's very easy. So it's all about getting yourself on that right-hand side of the quadrant and paying yourself back and paying your team. Sharing and doing what we love by simply reallocating. So we have what's called the power of two, and Liz is going to explain how this works, the compounding effect, which is just simple math and an exponential growth. So Liz, I'll turn that over to you. But yeah, payday Mondays and sharing with two people, that's what it's all about.
Okay, so the power of compounding, and this one here, we're actually doubling a penny 2 times. So the power of exponential growth, like we said, we use exponential growth for people, for leverage for the wealth code, as opposed to money or time. So what would happen if you had not 1 but 2 pennies on day 1? You would have 2 cents. So most people, if you ask them the question, would you like $1 million today, or would you like to take a penny and let it double for 30 days? A lot of people would say, oh, I'm going to take $1 million. But if you actually watched what happens when a penny, or in this case 2 pennies, doubles, this is what happens. And this is what we're talking about when it comes to the compound effect, a simple power of 2. So day 1, you have 2 cents. Day 10, you have over $10. Day 20, you have over $10,000. And by day 30, you actually have over $10 million from that 1 or 2 pennies in this case, constantly compounding. And we do the same when it comes to people, when it comes to the Break Free Project and our wealth code, okay? So it's all about the power of 2. So when you think about sharing and people are coming up to you and you're going, oh my God, like how do I help these people? How do I get my products paid for? How do I get my car payment paid for? It's all simple power of 2. It's a compound effect. And all we always say is 100 BV will set you free, because it's as simple as that. You don't have to order the sun, the moon, and the stars. You don't have to spend a fortune. You eat your overhead. So let's say I'm going to use my friend Mia, who just started yesterday. She signed up. She's ready to roll. She ordered her pack, and she's just so excited. And we talked about, the power of 2. And so she already has 2 people interested. So she's going to share with those 2 people this month. Now, she's going to tell them the exact same thing that I helped her, and explain to her about the power of 2 and how it's organic. When you feel good, people are they gravitate to you. So in month number 2, we're going to help them also share with 2 people. So if you're following along with the math a little bit down the slide, you've got month number 1, there's Mia sharing with 2 people. So now there's 2 people, and she's become a consultant. She's already got her product paid for, and she's loving how she feels. Now, month number 2, her 2 people, all they know is to share with 2 people. It's as simple as that. And you just tell people, I'm going to help you share with 2 people and get your products paid for. So now all of a sudden you've got 4 people on your team. Yay. And then those 4 people know nothing except the power of 2. So they're going to share with 2 people each. So now there's 8 people in your organization, and everybody's getting their products paid for. And everybody benefits from all the BV that rolls up through the team, because there's no limits. And if you continue to do this for 12 months, just introducing 2 people, everybody introduces 2 people, and you assume by the end of 12 months, you have 8,000 people on your team, in your organization. You probably wouldn't know them all because you don't know the entire network, but that's the beauty of the compound effect, okay? It's happening no matter if you're doing it or not. So let's assume half of those people are ordering their 100 BV to set themselves free every single month and eating their overhead. Okay, so that's 4,000 people ordering 100 BV. That's all you need to stay active. And that's 400,000 BV that's rolling up through your entire team of happy people who are getting their products paid for and helping other people do the same. That is over $26,000 US in month 12, not including extra bonuses, not including the promotions that you won, not including the free vitamins that you get for signing up 5 people every time. And it's simple, it's unlimited. The only person who can cut you off is yourself if you quit. That's the only way you can be cut off, is if you yourself quit. That's it. The volume rolls through your entire team, so everybody benefits, and all you have to do is do 100 VV, and you will continue to set yourself free every Monday for the rest of your life. And what does 100 VV look like? 100 VV looks like 1 or 2 shakes a day, and maybe your liquid gold, which we refer to as Ionic Supreme, or maybe a shake a day, and your Isogenesis, which is maybe you've got your nutrition just the way you like it, but you need something for your workouts. So let's say you did your pre-workout, an energy shot to carry you through the day, and some amped hydrate to boost your electrolytes. That monthly supply of workout products could set you free for the rest of your life. It's that simple and it's that easy to share. So why Isagenix and why us? Why the Break Free Project? Isagenix, because we get paid on all levels till infinity and beyond, not multi-level marketing. That's not us. That's other people. That's not us. No selling, no need to purchase inventory. You eat your own overhead, and that's it. 80% of the people in our company are just happy customers, rocking their before and after photos, loving their food. You can earn and out-earn every single person on the team if you're willing to put the work in. So it is not a pyramid scheme, which is illegal. We all know that. There is no investment needed besides your 100 BV, which will set you free. That's it. You redirect a portion of your spending, just like I showed you. You switch out one meal and a vitamin for maybe a smoothie and the Botox in a bottle or something. It's incredible what you can do by redirecting a portion of what you're already giving away to a grocery store or a big store for products that you may or may not be getting results from. Our products have proven results. It's a consumable product. People can sell makeup and mascara and gadgets, but you know what? When money gets tight, people cut it all out because they don't have the extra. But every single person in the world needs to eat every single day to survive and do what they need to do. And why not eat the best food on the planet? We are backed by scientific research. We satisfy every corner of the biggest industry, $250 billion health and wellness industry, and we have a solution for every category. We're A+ in the Better Business Bureau, and we're a global opportunity because we have a massive team ourselves, but more countries are opening because people want the solutions that we have. And when it comes to our team, we go above and beyond because we've all been there. We don't want you to be the new person who doesn't know what to do. So we have coaching and training. We do mentoring. We do team leading. We do automated email campaigns for people who maybe don't utilize Facebook or don't use social media. We have graphics and videos and tools that you can just go onto a website and go, oh gosh, yes, I need that. So everything is covered, and we have exclusive groups like the one that we're streaming into now so that we can help every single person crush their goals physically and financially. And imagine you've got this idea in your head, this is going to be your year. As of yesterday, you can literally start your business and receive your membership free for the year. So if you're there and you're thinking, okay, all I need is 100 BV to set myself free, and I want to do this, I want to make side income, you order 2 shakes and your Isogenesis, which we call option 1 of the Forever Packs, and they will pay for your membership up from yesterday until January 12th. And for those of us for those of you who are casual sharers, and people are like, well, like Mia, she's already enrolled 1 person, she needs 1 more person. So not only has she started her business and will she receive her Crystal Consultant bonus, which ends on January 26th for everybody listening in and really wants to utilize that to the maximum, she'll also receive a free canister of smoothie Isoline birthday cake shake. So you couldn't ask for a more giving company. You couldn't ask for more opportunities to improve and take your health and your wealth to the next level. So I'm going to finish off. I'm going to let Christine, if she has anything else to say, but go to the person who added you to this group. Do it as fast as your little fingers can get on your phone and say, I need you to get me started, because right now there's free membership. Depending on your order, if it's over 250 US, you get free shipping. And before January 26th, you can earn it all back, 150 US Crystal Consultant bonus, just for helping 2 people. Not to mention a free canister of birthday cake shake. So, I mean, it's just
Right.
so much to happen. And what a great way to start off the year.
And Liz, I think the only other thing I want to add is that we are in over 18 countries and growing. The company's been in business for over 17 years. And the beauty of that, and why I want to say that, is because I actually enrolled someone laying by the pool yesterday. So even though I'm on vacation and working kind of vacation, I was able to enroll someone and laying by the pool. So the flexibility of this, you guys, is amazing. You can make it what you want. You can do part-time, you can go full-time like myself and Liz. I spent a month in Italy with Liz this year in June, working vacation. Again, I won a trip to Arizona when I was there. It's an amazing company that really rewards you, and our team is really fun. We have Canada Celebration coming up in Montreal. We do Canada in the state, or we do the global one in the States every year. Everybody gets together, we hang out, everybody parties together, we have fun together, we rent Airbnbs together. We're really, as a community and as a group, and we would love to have and share everything we can with you on whatever level that you want to do that on. So whether it's part-time or full-time, or whether you just want to get your product paid for, we're here to help you as a community and as a group.
I'm just going to finish off by saying about Jimmy Smith. Jimmy Smith started in Isagenix when he was 74 years old, and he is the top income earner in our company. He's earned over upwards of $40 million US. And he'll be 92 this year, and he takes these products every single day. And he says at every event, any time I've heard him speak, he always says, you don't need anything to start this business except 3 things. You need to eat, you need to be able to talk, and you need to walk or to move. And that's it. So you don't need special skills like Christine said earlier. You just have to want more. If you want more, then the opportunities are endless. So I think we're going to say bye-bye. So we want to thank you for joining us. So from Nova Scotia, Canada, bye-bye.
And from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, soon to be back in Canada next week. I hope everybody has a great start to the year, great 2020. Set your goals, get out there and crush them. And thanks for joining us today, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Happy Friday.
Hey.
Happy Friday.
Bye.
Ciao. Okay, there we go. Bye, guys. Thanks for joining us.